They say that we need 32 laughs a day and 9 hugs a day to be healthy and whole, body and soul. For the last 33 years and 28 days in Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia, and San Francisco, all of Northern California, Dr. Don Rose has been bringing laughter and love to people's lives.
You need one other thing, Father Miles.
What's that?
If nobody said it to you, I'd like to be the first. Good morning. I used to start off my show that way every morning.
Right. And it is a good morning. What's funny? That's my first question. What's so funny? What's the source of humor and I guess hope?
It's whatever you do. Somebody that tells stories is really selling you something, selling you some absurd proposition. And then at the moment you realize you've been had, you just kind of convulse a little bit.
There's nothing else to
if
do
you're lucky.
but giggle.
That's right.
Don, what gets you up in the morning? You got millions of people up every morning on all kinds of radio stations in Northern California. What gets you going? What keeps you going? That
was the toughest thing in the world. And I don't know what happened, but somewhere between my house and the radio station, I woke up. I would have a cup of coffee with me, and I'd drink the coffee, come through the Caldecott Tunnel, see the city, and all of a sudden, I thought, wow, this is what I'm here for. And I went in and just had a ball. It was great. I'd close the door, and I could do anything I wanted for 3 hours, and then I would close the door when I left and say, well, I did the best I could do.
That's neat. What was the greatest joy in all those years of laughter and love?
Boy, that's a close call. Nobody's ever asked me that. Well, I had a few letters from people that said I helped them get through suicidal times of their lives. I've had people tell me that I was the only reason they made it, and those things, I've saved all of those letters. They're in my files at home, and whenever I feel like I need a lift, I can always go to those.
That is neat. What are the most precious or important values in your life?
Oh, that's real simple. The radio thing is all over for me. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. The 33 years and 28 days are not counting anymore. That's it. That's it. They're not counting any more days. But when it was all over, I found that the most precious thing I still had. Kay, my wife, and Davy, Danny, Kelly, Jamie, and Johnny, our 5 children, and now 4 grandchildren. In fact, Kay and I were walking the other day, and I said, Kay, I didn't realize that all those years I was working, you had the important job. I was just the one that enabled us to put bread on the table and things like that. But these 5 children, they're going to be around forever, long after I'm gone, carrying not only my name, but hopefully some of the things that I like and are important to me.
You talked about finding a house, and then it disappeared. But you were able to accept that in faith. Do you mind if I... It's about faith.
It's kind of a neat story. Builders are having a tough time now, and so they have auctions occasionally. Kay and I did our homework on this house that was part of a number of homes that were being auctioned off, and we asked the Lord to be with us in our search, and if we weren't supposed to have it, just let us know firmly. And the auction went by about 30 seconds, and I turned to Kay and I said, we're not going to get one of these houses, because we had found out how much we could spend, and they were going for $50,000 more than that. So obviously it was not going to happen. But when I said my prayers that night, I said, thank you, God, because you showed us. That was a no-brainer. Didn't have to worry at all, because there was no way we were going to get that house. And thank you. And then I realized that was not the true blessing. The true blessing was that we gave it to God. Then we didn't worry about it anymore. And when he said no, we both had the faith to say, that's great. And I felt so good about it. And this joy just came through, and I felt just like praising God.
That's good. It's like the guy who got the jewel from the holy man, and then he brought it back 3 days later and said, here, precious as this is, I want to ask you for something much more valuable. I want that which enabled you to give it to me. You have the faith to accept. Don, you prayed for a miracle for your bum leg. Went to Lourdes with Father Harry. And
yes.
That prayer, I guess every prayer is answered. It's not always our answer.
Well, you know, that was in 1980. In 1984, they had to amputate the leg. That was all right. That was all right, because all the things that were really important to me, I still have.
No kidding.
And not only that, this, you know, this body is not a heavenly body, but it gets me everywhere I want it to go. If I want to go to the Orient, it'll get me there somehow. No, it's fine. But I think I needed, and this is something that only God would know, I think he realized I needed those 4 years from 80 to 84 to get ready for this. Because I got to tell you, when they take away a part of your body, no matter what part it is, it's catastrophic. You know, the only way I got through that was I would be okay. People would be there. I'd talk to people, get phone calls. And then sooner or later, I'd be by myself. And this panic would set in. And I would start, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." And the 23rd Psalm just helped me through a very, very tough part of my life.
That is neat.
And of course, there were 5 kids there that were saying, "We know you can do it." My wife was there. All my family called. Our youngest son, John, had just started at Cal Poly. Didn't have a phone yet. Every night he stood in line waiting for the phone, and he'd call me up and said, "How you doing, Dad?"
That'll keep you going.
You bet.
That is neat. I know that faith is real not only at home in the family, but in the parish. You've been active in your parishes over the years.
Yes.
Reading at Mass.
Yes, I'm doing that now. I'm a lector at Queen of All Saints in Concord, and I enjoy it. It's great.
That is neat. A way to share your gifts with others.
I try not to look at it that way, because then if I do that, I swear I'll mess up so bad. But I just say, "Father, help me through this so I can glorify you."
Are there discouraging moments? Are there fears, doubts about the future? Are there dreams, hopes?
Well, you know, every once in a while I will say something like, "I want to be what I was when I wanted to be what I am now." But I usually just roll over, go back to sleep. You know, the greatest joy is outside of the family and everything is sleeping till 7:45, 8 o'clock. I've had a great life. I've had wonderful things. You know, if it's a scale, and these are the bad things, I start thinking about the good things, and it's clear like that. I mean, I can't lose, no matter what happens. From now on, it's a plus. And I thank God for all of this. I thank him for the career. I thank him for the really great times and the people that have said that I meant something to them.
Yeah. You've touched people's lives and hearts, and more than showbiz. Don Rose, what do you leave your family? What values did you learn that were most precious that you want to communicate to your 4 sons and your daughter and to others?
Boy, that's awfully heavy, Father Miles.
Well, we're in the last 90 seconds.
That's awfully heavy. I guess I would like them to know God like I know God. I think I've had good luck in part because of my grandfather who loved the Lord. And you know, they say that if you love the Lord, He'll bless you, your generation, and the next, down to the 4th generation. So hopefully we got a couple generations to go.
I think faith is contagious, and it's like love. It spills over. It can't be contained. It's never, ever a selfish, personal thing. It shows on your face, it bubbles out of your heart, and it touches other.
Well, I've never given up on God, and I'm just glad that God never gave up on me.
And God isn't finished yet.
Oh,
with
no.
any of us.
No.
With any of us.
Definitely not.
He is still working. Would you do anything differently? Did you learn any
Oh,
lesson
sure.
like that?
Of course.
You're not old enough to be the wise old man
No.
with the wisdom of the ages, but do you have an insight that you picked up about your own life? And I read a thing today at St. Catherine's. They quoted Bishop Sheen. There are 3 ways to deal with other people: kindness, kindness, and kindness.
Beautiful.
Anything from your own life experience, as you look back, what was it all about, Alfie?
It was really, my life happened twice, when I was growing up and again with the children. The very same things. You know, I always wanted a baseball glove, because when I was a boy I had a glove, and whenever the ball would get there I'd go, ah! And when I was 35 years old, I got a baseball glove. And I still have it in my closet, and I treasure it, because it was like growing up again. And now we've got 4 grandchildren, and I may get the chance to do it again. I wouldn't miss a minute of it.
And what did you say? The grandchildren are all the pleasure and none of the pain?
That's right. That's right, because they come to you for the good times. And my oldest son, Dave, said the other day, "Dad, you're the moral authority. What you say carries some weight with these kids, and they will remember it."
Thank you, Dr. Don Rose. God bless you.